This is Mario with MIA Microflight once again, and I'm going to be showing in this video something a little bit different. I cannot find the date when this was shipped to me back from a company that I had. This what I'm going to show you here that I had laser cut, and I just cannot make out the USPS. This came from Akron, Ohio. But anyway, this is this package came from, and I believe the this gentleman here is the one that used to have a business laser cutting back in the day when I had this made. So what I'm about to show you is something that I had designed back in the. See if I can pull this away here a little bit further. Back, here we go. So this is a 1995 is when I designed this under MIA Designs, which was the company that I established originally, and which is the same name that I use in my email, miadsgns@cox.net, because that's how I established my company originally, MIA Designs, and then in 1999 I established MIA Microflight. But what you're seeing here is a laser cut of a full helicopter that I designed to be cut in plywood. Now I'm going to show you the plywood. This is just a cardboard cutout here, and I think he did this as sort of a test to make sure the laser cutter was cutting properly before he went on to cut the pieces in plywood. I have the fully assembled helicopter, from all these parts that you see here. Also on in one of my bins. I'm not near those that storage area where I have the bins. Otherwise, I would open up the bin and just pull out the helicopter. But unfortunately, I'm not near that area. It's in storage, and it's been in storage for since basically that time, 1995. We are 2024, April 2024, and this is the stuff that I. There we go. This is basically the stuff that landed me a job at Rebel Monogram. I worked there for a few months. Rebel Monogram, for those of you that know the company, is the company that makes the. I don't know if they're still around, but at the time they were making the plastic collectible cars, all kinds of cars. Rebel Monogram, I used to do that. And this particular helicopter, I took the full helicopter as a show and tell, of my capabilities to Rebel Monogram, in order to land the job, a designing job there, and I landed a designing job there. But I wasn't there for too long because I wasn't fast enough with the CAD program. I wasn't familiar with the CAD program that they had. I did this at my own time, at my own speed, and although it is quite intricate, I wasn't under pressure of somebody, that would sit behind me in an open desk and be under the pressure of making parts, for the industry. So I landed the job because the managers, so I think there were like, I don't know, 4, 5, or 7 managers came down, from Revolve Monogram at the time when I was interviewed and landed me the job. They saw this and they asked me, "Did you do that?" And I said, "Yeah, I did this on, in my own time on, using I don't know what software I was using at the time when I did this, but it's been so long. But I do know that I did this on the computer, maybe an Apple Macintosh or so. One of the programs there, I think I used to design the model. I designed the model in 3D, and then I had it very similar to stuff that I do today, with laser, not laser cut, but with the 3D printed parts that I make, for a lot of stuff that I make. Lately I've been making rubber powered, kind of bringing back my rubber powered helicopters from '92. So I decided to kind of bring this in as sort of a show and tell of where my experiments back in the day took me. So from the rubber powered stuff, I went into designing free flight electric helicopters, and then from there I went on to design radio control helicopters. And this is one of the designs that I did it in the way that you see it here, because at that time we didn't have lithium polymer batteries. We didn't have the cordless brushless motors that we have today that are very tiny and very powerful. So I was under there was a huge challenge, to make a helicopter with as light as possible, and so I decided to make it out of 1/16. I believe this is 1/16 plywood. This is hobby grade plywood. And so what you're seeing here is, like I said, this is a full helicopter. Let me go over some of the things, and you can see that this is the cutout. This is the one that I built from, the full helicopter, which, like I said, it's in storage. Let me put that away. But this is the actual, a second piece. I had two of these cut for me by the company, this gentleman here that appears on this label. I believe that this came from him, and 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 so I kept one as kind of a record keeping, of what this looked like in the full sheet here. And this is I believe this is 12 by. I believe this is let's see. This is 12 by 16 is the sheet here of plywood, and so the whole helicopter was designed to fit in here, with the exception of these parts right here that you see here. Let's see if I have another piece. Okay, with the exception of these parts, which are done in 1/32 plywood. These are the fins. The lighter, the stuff that needed to be lighter. You can see a lot of parts. I'm going to go through all these parts individually here, just to explain what they are, for those that may not be familiar with some of this stuff. You can see how the laser kind of burned right through it. And this is, I had to resort to a laser cutter, because back in the day I didn't have a CNC machine. Back in when I sent this, 95, I didn't have a CNC machine, or I didn't have a laser cutter. So this guy did the cutting for me. The Here's the full sheet with the parts already not broken down, and you can see all the parts are there. There's a full sheet, to match the second plate here. So these two plates basically make up the whole helicopter. Let me just go through this. We have the fins. The blades are here, part of this setup here. And these blades, the way I made these blades, is a final step. Before they got assembled, I curved these blades with I believe I wetted these blades, and then I curved them over a form, like a 1-inch pipe or something like that. Very similar to the way that I make my helicopter rubber powered helicopter blades. Here's the swash plate. Part of the swash plate. This is this kind of gets sandwiched in between those two plates here, which make up the swash plate. And I believe these had wires coming out of here with beads, to create the ball link. This right here, this is the horizontal stabilizer, the vertical stabilizer. This right here is basically a hinge type rotor head. That again, once all these pieces are cut out here, and you can see how these are very similar in shape. And it matches some of this stuff right here. So this is the thinner stuff in this, from this sheet right here, 1/32 versus 1/16. And these are the thicker plates, and so these make up the rotors. This section right here makes up the Yeah, this makes up the tail, the tail rotor. That's why this is done in 132nd here, just to keep it lighter. But it's very similar in style to the main rotor, which are those pieces here, and they're hinged. The two pieces that interlock, kind of hinged. Um, Likewise with these pieces right here, the control horns are done from there. This I believe that there were pieces that were inserted into a tubular section, part of the shaft. And that's what those pieces are. They're kind of like washers or retainers, I think. But that's what these pieces are. Um, Here we have let's see. Mm, and I believe this is another set of parts that are also hinged. These little pieces are also hinged as pivoting controls for these blades right here. So it's pitch adjustable mechanisms. They're just done with plywood there. I don't recall what excuse me, I had to sneeze. I don't recall what these are, but I think these are part of the landing gear. This right here, just because of this slatted separation here. I think that's the same width. Yeah, those are the part of the landing gear that go in, kind of tongue and groove underneath these frames here. You have the left and right frame, which are separated by spacers, and those spacers should also be here. Yeah, here's part of the landing gear also. Here's part of one spacer here that forms the top, and this is where the ball bearing would sit, for the main shaft. And this one doesn't have the blades out of wood because I used to make the blades out of balsa for these helicopters. But on this one I did it because it's just a flat, thinner sheet here for the tail rotor. It just made sense to make it all out of this material here and just populate it as much as I could, on this. This looks like it's a 6x6 sheet of 132nd plywood. So that's the tail section, and then once again the frame here. You can see the skids are also kind of parts that I designed them so that they would sandwich over the wire struts. So the wire comes here, it's kind of bent at 90 degrees, and it's got another bend on top here, and this is sandwiched. This is kind of where the wire goes, and then you have two of these that sandwich each one of these for left and right skids, and that's how that's done. These are the separators for the separating plates. This is for the bottom of the this section right here of the helicopter. So there are actually three sections here. There's one part that fits there, which is that part that fits there. This other part, I believe, is that part right there, and this is so rounded like that so that the shaft can go through with the ball bearings. And there's one at the bottom here, which is one of these guys right here. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, it's that one right there, just by the nature of these tabs here. And those tabs are also, they get supported here, which makes up the support for the motor. And this is where one of these says the motor, where the motor would go, the electric motor. And so, here we go. Here's the plate where the motor goes. This gets also sandwiched through these slots right here, and these tabs right here. Those two would fit underneath right there. And it's got these also these tabs here for the rubber band to support the battery, which would sit underneath the helicopter. Um, I also made all these little washers, from these tiny little washers, but I don't think I ever used those little washers made up from the same one 116 plywood. Control horns once again, to do the tail control tail control, to pitch the blades. This was a fixed pitch helicopter. No, it wasn't a fixed pitch helicopter. This was a fully pitch adjustable helicopter and you can see the pitch adjusting of rotor heads right here. This is I did this also as a non-pitch adjustable rotor head, just a fixed pitch rotor head. These are more pitch adjustable, and this is just a fixed pitch type. So I was considering both types of rotor heads when I did this. Some additional parts here. I think these are also formers or whatever. Once again, this wash plate, some other forming pieces there. And this is part of the landing gear that would sandwich the wire pieces. That's why this is designed that way. And it would make it into an A-shape type landing gear, slotted, so that it fits underneath the frame here. And of course, the MIA Microflight logo is right there. So this is one of the an interesting project that I did back in 1995. After I had left my a full-time position as a communications engineering job. Uh, People thought I was a little crazy to kind of pull away from that career to establish a more artistic career. I wanted to get into more radio controlled model and provide, establish my own company so that I can make products that I rarely found available, in the hobby market. And that's why you see a lot of the stuff that I have, to this day is very unique. You won't find similar stuff on the market because one of the reasons that I established my company was to basically break away from that mold, and I eventually decided to do all that stuff myself because like I said, I just could not find the stuff that I wanted readily available. Most of the stuff was micro lights, ultra lights. They weren't available at the time that I embarked on that. And tiny helicopters were not available. They had gas helicopters, but nothing of this nature. Especially done the way that I'm showing here. This is very unique, and it's part of MIA Microflight, MIA Designs history. This is one of the things that I kept for many years. I never showed this. I don't think I showed this before. I think I may have shown this in one of the radio control forums, a photograph of this, but I never really talked about it in depth as I'm doing it in this video. So it is something of interest that I thought I'd bring out, to the to a video here. This is another frame of a helicopter that I did, mainframe robocopter, and I call this the robocopter. Back in the date is 1990 is when I did this. This is way even before I brought my rubber powered helicopter kits in '92. So I was already playing with this stuff a long time ago. And this is just a frame for a helicopter, an electric helicopter that I designed. I started designing all this stuff also because I wanted to teach myself how to fly helicopters in the comfort of my home. I lived in Chicago, and in the winters especially, you just can't go out and fly, your models, when it's a lot of snow or when it's mushy, when it's wet and kind of bad weather, too windy, So I wanted to design myself a helicopter that I could electric powered, number one, that I could train with in my basement or in my family room. And so that's where all this work also came into play. But in the essence of things, it's because my heart has always been on stuff like very unique stuff that nobody has ever done before. And it's unfortunate that I don't get as many views these days as I used to get, on a lot of stuff that I have shown, because it is unique stuff. You're not going to find people that have done stuff like this, at least not that I know of. And that's another reason why I decided to show this in a video here. The other reason is because I'm getting older. Thank goodness I'm still healthy. I'm still doing a lot of stuff, but I figure that the world may also change, and we don't know what's going to happen, and this year, and there's another reason also why I'm doing this, and I'm not speaking that right now because if I do, it's going to get very very. It's going to get into an area that not many people are ready to discuss with an open mind. There's so much there's so much convolution in facts in in the world in this and so I feel that if I don't show this now, I may never get a chance, to show this stuff again. And this may not be much, but it's part of the stuff that I've done, to establish my microflight. Uh, my, it's a signature of who I've been. The stuff that I've done. I mean, I show a lot of stuff in my websites. My Facebook page. There's a lot of stuff I posted in radio control forums. There's a lot of stuff I contributed, to magazines as I have shown in videos, and and so that's some of the reasons why I decided to do this video. Anyway, just something of interest, perhaps. If you find this interesting, just give me a thumbs up, or even better, put it in the comments. Give me a comment. Mario once again with MI Market Flight. Thanks for watching.